What's up everyone, it's me Ollie, and yesterday we finally got all the details for the next skin collab for Diablo 4. So, back in a couple of weeks ago, we actually were able to see the roadmap for Diablo 4, and even though it was a bit, on the low side, let's say, we were able to see a couple of IP collabs coming into Diablo 4. One in Season 8, which is the one we're going to be talking about today, and one in Season 10, which we don't know nothing about, but I'm gonna speculate a bit at the end of the video. Now, the collab we're gonna have this season, it's gonna be with Berserk, written by Kentaro Miyamura, and first released in August 25th of 1989, if I'm not mistaken. I'll edit it if I'm mistaken. I'm probably not, I'm an anime guy in Diablo 4, I guess. But yeah, this is nothing new. They've been doing this on Overwatch 2 for a while. We had a couple of anime collabs there as well. We had One Punch Man, Cowboy Bebop, Mario Academy, Avatar, The Last Airbender, which is more animations, not necessarily anime, and I don't know to what degree this qualifies, but Transformers has a lot of animation as well. So, coming here into the event, we're gonna have a couple of, skins. We're gonna have the Berserk armor from Guts, right? The main character of the anime. This is basically whenever he goes Berserk, after he obtains the Berserk armor. We're gonna have another skin for, and by the way, this is gonna be for a Barbarian, the Berserk armor, of course, right? But one thing that I found a bit weird is that they are gonna have a skin called the Struggler for Rogue, which is also gonna be Guts, but on his normal form. You might think it's a bit weird, my guy has like a big-ass sword, it just looks like a... But, Guts started off as a mercenary. And he basically still is, although it's a bit more than that right now. But, he basically started off as mercenary, and that's what you're gonna get on this skin. You're also gonna add, for Rogue, the Hawk of Light skin, which is basically Griffith. Which is, kind of started as a friend from Guts, started kind of, not a rival, but then became friends, and now it's kind of the antagonist for Guts. It's a long story. This thing has been going for a while. I can't just give you a TLDR here, but yeah, it looks cool though. And lastly, we're gonna have Skull Knight for Necromancer, which is gonna be about the Skull Knight. The name is right there, which is quite an enigmatic figure in the Berserk universe. So yeah, one thing that a lot of people might be confused, especially if you're someone that only watched the animes that came out. The first one, I believe, came out in 1997. This was the first ever animation of Berserk. Then later on 2012 and 2013, we had 3 movies came out about Berserk. And on 2016 and 2017, we had the second animation of Berserk. That was not a continuation from the first, I believe. It was just a new one. It was done on 3D. It didn't land too well because it was not that well animated, if I recall. But, that's all the animations that we had. But again, if you watched the animation and didn't actually read the manga, you might be wondering, what the hell is a Snoss? What the hell am I even looking at here, right? Well, this was actually... this guy actually only appeared on a single chapter of Berserk, chapter 215, and it's basically an astral creature that is known as Shimimorio. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Basically, he just briefly encountered the Black Swordsman party, which is Guts' party, right? And on that single chapter. The thing is, even with such a small appearance, it was just a massive hit with the Berserker fanbase for one reason or another, and throughout a lot of memes and posts online, it became an important part of the Berserker fandom, and was effectively named Snoss, the name we have actually here, since early 2003, more or less. Basically, people starting on blogs and stuff like that. Yeah, blogs, right? People start calling him Snoss, and it just kinda stuck. But yeah, I'm really excited for this, I'm not gonna lie. like getting an anime collab here is gonna be cool. We're also gonna be having a lot of other cool stuff. We're gonna be getting the Mark of Sacrifice, if I'm not mistaken, right? That's its name, which is basically a thing that they brand people that are gonna be sacrifices on the Berserk universe. Basically, when they're gonna be sacrificed to become, you know, they're basically gonna be sacrificed to give power to someone. I don't 100% recall the lore here. Guts and I don't know if I can say his love interest, but like the girl that, you know, you on the anime you saw, you know, a lot of the time. They are, as far as I know, they are the only ones that were actually able to kind of survive it. And yeah, it looks really cool though. You're gonna have the mark on you, you're gonna have the recall as well. You're gonna have a couple of trophies for your horse. You're gonna have horse armor that we do not get to see, I believe. There's a secondary one that you can buy, but there's one called the Skull Knight Heraldry Mount Armor. I don't think we get to see that one yet, so we're gonna have to see it in game whenever it releases. Besides that, you're gonna be able to buy the Warhorse of Oak mount armor. Basically, it's a mount kind of to go with the Oak of Light for Rogue, right? So yeah, and the last one that I'm really excited to get, because this looks sick as fuck. Sorry, it's what's it called? The Skull Balleth or Barret mount trophy that you can get something from Twitch. It's like I'm gonna be watching someone for 4 hours or something like that. Barrets are actually something really crucial for the Berserk universe. It's kind of something really powerful there. And this was basically the thing you're getting. Is basically a design that the author actually made to represent the manga as a whole. I'm not sure when it was actually made, but yeah, it just looks sick. Honestly, it just tried to get a lot of things from that represent the anime. A skull, a Varret, the eye you can see there. I believe that's when he goes berserk, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure what the flower is correlated to, but yeah, it looks sick as hell. Regardless, at the end here, before we actually close out the video, I would like to talk about, but if you got any ideas of potential other good collabs for Diablo 4, let me know down below. But you know, the thing that jumps right to the top of my head, another anime that I think would go super well on Diablo 4 universe would be Hellsing, right? I personally have not watched too much of the anime, but I've seen too many clips and I've seen too many, like the art of the anime. It just fits. I know the lore, the story of the anime more or less, and it just fits. Another one that's a bit more, it's a bit of a game and adds a lot of animations, also Castlevania. I think it would fit really well. It's a bit more on the D&D kind of side, but it would fit, honestly. If we are actually going on to games, which full-on games, which I'm not sure if they are willing to go there, but if they are Darksiders, honestly, Darksiders 1, awesome game. Darksiders 2, you know, it had its flaws, but it was still a good game. Darksiders 3, the game died. So the IP should be really easy to grab. It should be kind of cheap to get. So, you know, there's that. And another anime that I think would be a good choice if you want to go a bit broader, like broader appeal, would be Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer, it's not 100% a good fit for the more dark, you know, thing we have on D4. Although the anime is quite dark, just not the same kind of dark, I guess. But it has a much broader appeal, so who knows, they might go with it as well. Anyway, let me know what you think about this. Let me know any other potential collab that you might be looking forward for, you know, Season 10. It might not be anime, it might be something else, but since they are announcing it, I'm assuming it's not going to be a collab with their own IP like we had before with World of Warcraft, right? So, you know, I'm excited to see what comes, and if nothing else, I'm looking forward in Season 8, right? If nothing else, at least I'm looking forward to the collab with Berserk. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below, and see you next time, or, you know, on the Twitch stream, which I'll be streaming this season almost every day. So if you want to get your Barret, your Skull Barret, you know, just come join. And before you correct me in the comments, you can say Barrett or Ballot. That's just how the Japanese language works. They don't necessarily have an R or an L. It's just the same thing, you just pronounce it however you want, more or less. But yeah, see you next time.